Witches have become very popular due to Harry Potter, but are they stuff of fantasies, or do witches really exist? Our next guest will tell us more. Please welcome Jay Raven, everybody. Hi, Jay.
Hiya.
Hello, darling. Mwah. Come and sit yourself down.
Yep.
Hi, so, do witches exist?
Well, you're talking to one, so they
Wow.
must.
Okay, tell me a little bit about what you believe in them, what your beliefs are.
I would identify myself as a pagan, as a witch, as a Wiccan. I believe that there is a god and a goddess, so there's a duality. I believe that there is Mother Nature, much as there is Father Sky and Father Sun.
Yeah.
And working with the four elements of the earth, the air, fire and water. And that's generally what most people see when they talk to a pagan or hear about when they talk to a pagan.
How would you say it's changed? Have you always been a pagan?
No, I haven't always been a pagan. I started off as a Christian, but when I reached my teenage years, I felt like I fit really with what was being talked about. Basically, it was very masculine in its way, and as such, there wasn't much of the feminine when I was a teenager in the church. There is more now with women priests, but as such at that point there wasn't, so I didn't feel like I fit very much.
Okay.
And basically went looking for something else and did a tour of a number of different religions and went, that one sounds like me. I know I fit there.
Fantastic. And you mentioned about working with the elements.
Yeah.
What kind of things do you do? Do you do like moon magic?
Yeah, as such, Wiccans especially, not necessarily all pagans, work with the moon. So they will follow the cycles not only of the sun through the year, but also a monthly cycle of the moon from new moon through to the next new moon, usually celebrating around the full moon with a ritual of some form.
And what kind of rituals? What do you do?
It all depends on what type of paganism you're into, really, as to what rituals you can do. Generally, most people will go outside. Some people will just take a walk and make it a special day or an evening. Other people will go out and do a ritual where they will call the elements and they will call to the goddess or the god to be present for their ritual.
So is that like if they want to maybe have a spell for love or for work?
Yeah, things like that, definitely. Generally, they say that if you're going for things for love or wealth, don't ask for them directly. Go about it in a roundabout way, in terms of, well, perhaps I want to be more self-confident. If I'm nervous, I will ask for self-confidence to go out and find the right person.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Wow, and I believe it's now on the national curriculum as well.
Yeah, it has become an optional unit. Basically, RE is a statutory subject along with the national curriculum in schools, and paganism has become an optional unit. And so, depending on the circumstances of the school and the local SACRA, what was that? Statutory Advisory Council for RE, long word. Basically, they advise on what is right to be taught in the schools in the local area, and some schools, some local authorities are opting for paganism to be taught.
Why do you think that is?
I think I suppose when I was at school, if I'd have said, yes, I'm a pagan, everybody would have gone, oh, that's a bit strange. No,
Yeah.
we'll just ignore you. But with things like Harry Potter or Buffy or Charmed or whatever TV series have come along, it's become more and more accepted. So if you turn around and say, I'm a pagan, not many people look at you strangely anymore. They go, oh, right, okay, and just carry on.
So would you, if the viewers when the viewers are watching now, is there any tips you can give them on any spells that they could do? Because obviously we all have access to the moon.
Yeah. Generally, if you're doing things that you want to come to fruition, so you've got a project on the way.
Yeah.
Generally, if it's heading towards full moon, so that's end of September, if anybody's interested. Generally, putting something together, be it lighting a candle, I call it active prayer, basically, lighting a candle, asking for something but giving something in return almost, you know.
Yeah.
If you do this for me, I will light you this candle and let it burn for you, for example.
So do you think it's quite quite, and people who are not part of the paganism movement, they're still able to obviously do these things and it will still work.
Oh yeah, it's all about belief and the intent behind the ritual. If you believe that, you know, doing this spell will get you that job, or doing this spell will get you that man, for example, then go ahead and do it.
But obviously you can't change people's free will, but it's the intention.
It's the intention. So it might not be the man that you're particularly after, but it'll be the guy behind him that you hadn't really noticed before, for example.
Right, fantastic. Now I believe we've got a question from one of the audience members.
Oh hi, when you do your Wiccan rituals in the forest, do you dance around naked?
Oh, knew there had to be a stereotypical question in there somewhere. It depends what type of pagan you are, really. There are certain branches of paganism that do believe that, you know, throwing your clothes off and dancing naked under the moon is perfectly acceptable, and they get on with it. Other people think, naked, no, robes, and do their rituals robed. It's all down to personal choice, really.
So have you put a spell on any of the men here today?
No.
Not